Hello everyone, I wanted to do a quick video to recap the article that I read from the department chair from the issue of summer 2020. And it's a special topic that is a very common topic that we've all been dealing with as we have had our return to campus. And I appreciated some things in this article that I thought would be important to share with all of you in the article titled Crisis Leadership Implications for Chairs. And the implications of this crisis are apparent to all of us. Concerns about undergraduate and graduate enrollment, how do students get registered for classes? We've crossed that hurdle. Delivery of classes has been quite a challenge. And of course, working with leadership in our university setting, and most specifically with the chairs in how do we lead our departments during a time of crisis. And that can be very, very challenging. And I like a conversation that we had on our Chairs Council the other day about what are some of the most pressing issues that we deal with. And in this article, it talks about, perhaps during crisis, it requires us to have a dual focus of triaging immediate needs while also making strategic decisions that serve the long-term interests of our units or our schools, our colleges, etc. And as we look to make some immediate decisions on what our roles are as a Chairs Council, and then moving forward to some of the long-term items that we thought we should table, this article helps to kind of organize those ideas. And what does life look like within the crisis, and what do we do with the resources that we have? What are some of the characteristics that we need to possess during crisis to come out of this as stronger, more educated individuals to lead our units? And some of the characteristics that this article talks about: the effective crisis leader will have agility, clarity, compassion, honesty, preparation, resilience. I'll say resilience again, trust, and transparency to those that we lead. And crisis leadership involves more than saying the right messages to the right audiences to try and uphold reputations and protect all individuals involved. But it is important to take the time to consider our personal goals, our departmental goals, the institutional values and goals, and use these values to anchor us and enable us to make those informed decisions that we as coordinators and chairs have to make. And what's interesting in reading this article, it's really that we're all in a laboratory trying to figure this out as we go. And taking time to reflect on what our individual responses have been to what's happening with the pandemic, as well as what our department's reactions have been in relationship to the pandemic. And they ask some questions in this article that I think will be important for each of us as leaders when we emerge from this pandemic. And I'll include those questions in this email that I am sending to you in a few moments. And the refreshing part of this article talks about renewal in the aftermath of COVID-19. While none of us can predict when COVID-19 will end, there are some ideas on strategies that help leaders engineer and advance renewal efforts within your own department. And I'll include these in the email as well, because I think it's important for us to look ahead and be able to reflect on what we have gotten better at during this time. And Alegria said it best. You know, we're in the great extender. No, the great. I forget what she said, but you said it best. And we've all been thrust into learning new strategies for teaching and leading that were difficult for some of us before. So I am including an attachment of this article for you as well. And I think that what I'd like to leave you with as we navigate through this COVID process as leaders, being able to honor the emotions and the experiences of everybody involved in relationship to navigating this pandemic. I think it's really important to acknowledge those in our department that have really had to step out of their comfort zones and learn new ways of delivering classroom information, learning new technologies that help us communicate better with our students, having more grace with our students as they're learning to navigate the new things that we're throwing at them all the time. And I think that as leaders, we are always on guard to be sure that we are supporting our staff and faculty and students in ways that bring safety and reassurance and hope for what the future is going to hold with navigating this pandemic. So that may be way more insight that you didn't need me to share, but I hope that that gives you a sense of what this article was about, and I'll include some details in the email. So see you guys in a couple weeks. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.